When the first research piece from Hindenburg Research had come out, where the allegation was that there are certain obscure offshore entities through which allegedly Adani Group is siphoning off funds and reinvesting in Indian markets. Now, the latest research report from Hindenburg places SEBI chairperson, the highest chair at SEBI, in question with respect to its relation with these offshore obscure entities. There are three important allegations as I've been able to categorize them. To start with the first one, that is with respect to investment in these offshore funds allegedly used by Adani to siphon off funds. Hindenburg Research says that there are certain whistleblower documents with them which reveal that SEBI chairperson Madhavi Puri Buch and her husband Dhaval Buch had stake in these certain offshore entities. According to Hindenburg report, these entities were used by Adani to allegedly siphon off funds. Which are these entities? Two important entities named here. One is IPE Plus Fund and the second one is Global Dynamic Opportunities Fund. According to the research report, both these funds were opened by India Infoline, that is IIFL. Now, what is the sum and substance of the allegation here? First one, SEBI chairperson and her husband had hidden stake in offshore Bermuda as well as Mauritius-based funds. Second one, Madhavi Puri Buch and Dhaval Buch first opened these accounts at IPE Fund 1 on June 5th, 2015. This date is very important because when the account was opened, as per the research report, Madhavi wasn't the whole-time member at SEBI, nor of course was she the chairperson at SEBI, because she became the whole-time member at SEBI on April 2017. Now, what the report also says is that before Madhavi Puri Buch's appointment as the SEBI chairperson, Dhaval Buch wrote to Global Dynamic Opportunities Fund and requested to have complete 100% authority on that particular fund in terms of transactions, essentially taking the assets away for avoiding any conflict of interest, as SEBI chairperson was taken over by Madhavi Puri Buch. Also, in February 2018, remember this was when Madhavi was the whole-time member and not the SEBI chairperson, she wrote to IIFL seeking redemption of 100% units in Global Dynamic Opportunities Fund. Now, the second allegation is that because of SEBI chairperson's interest in these offshore obscure funds, which allegedly were used by Adani to siphon off funds, that came in the way of her investigation against the Adani Group. Now, there are three important questions under the first allegation that Hindenburg Research is asking. First one, why did Madhavi Puri Buch and her husband invest in multi-layered offshore funds with very minuscule assets despite there being mainstream reputable onshore funds? The second question is, why did Madhavi Buch and her husband choose to invest in funds overseen by an entity, IIFL in this particular research report, which had ties with the Wirecard scandal? Third one, why did Madhavi Buch and her husband choose to invest in funds allegedly used by Adani director to siphon off funds? That's the first allegation. The second one is with respect to conflict of interest in Singaporean entity which was called Agora Partners. According to Hindenburg Research, Madhavi Puri Buch was the whole-time member, of course, between April 2017 to March 2022. And during the same period, she had 100% interest in offshore Singaporean consulting firm called Agora Partners. Madhavi Puri Buch, according to the research report, transferred her shares in Agora Partners to her husband after her appointment as SEBI chairperson. Now, here the allegation is that Madhavi Puri Buch continued with the ownership of Agora Partners despite her being the SEBI whole-time member, essentially alleging a conflict of interest which sort of, collided with her term as the whole-time member at the Securities and Exchange Board of India. The third allegation was with respect to conflict of interest at Agora Advisory India. Here, Hindenburg Research says that Madhavi Puri Buch owned 99% of the stake in Indian consulting business called Agora Advisory India. At the end of FY22, Agora Advisory India generated nearly 2 crore from its advisory business, which was nearly 4 times the pay which Madhavi Puri Buch was getting in the previous year as her term as the whole-time member at SEBI. So these are the three allegations, but largely talking about her interest in these offshore questionable, as Hindenburg Research says, global funds, and did it come in the way of SEBI's investigation against Adani? That's the moot question which the latest report from Hindenburg Research points at.